Have you ever felt like you're just throwing your life away? Like your very life force is slipping through your fingers without you even noticing? How many days have you spent chasing instant gratification only to wake up the next morning, feeling more drained, more empty, and further from the man you were meant to be? From the time we're kids, society tells us that pleasure is the ultimate goal, that giving in to every urge makes you normal, even healthy. But here's what they don't tell you: every time you give yourself over to unchecked desire, every fleeting moment of pleasure, you're giving away the best part of yourself. Now, imagine this for a moment. What if a man's true strength wasn't in how much he could consume, but in his ability to hold, to master, and to transform the most powerful energy he carries within? What if the real path to your full potential wasn't about indulging desire but learning to master it with discipline and purpose? Most men go through life reacting slaves to pleasure, to distraction, to whatever numbs the moment. Every time we give in to an impulse, every time we take the quick fix, we move further from our true calling. But every no to fleeting desire is a yes to our real mission. And here's the truth: the power you've been looking for isn't out there somewhere. It's inside you, waiting to be awakened. Throughout history, great warriors, spiritual leaders, and masters from every culture understood this. They knew controlling sexual energy wasn't just about morality, was about real power. Alexander the Great didn't conquer the world through brute strength alone, but through the mastery of his mind, and more importantly, his vital energy. Tibetan monks spent decades silencing the body to awaken the spirit. Samurai warriors guarded their sacred seed to conserve strength for battles that truly mattered. So here's the question: are you ready to be the man who controls his energy, or will you keep letting it control you? In this video, we're going to uncover the secret to transforming desire into inner authority, the kind of power that allows you to activate your life force and become the strongest, most centered, most unstoppable version of yourself. If you've always felt you were made for something greater, yet you still find yourself caught in the traps of fleeting pleasure, this is your moment to take the first step. It's time to stop wasting your energy and start building the empire you've always known you could. This isn't about suppressing desire, it's about transforming it. What you'll learn here isn't taught anywhere else, and by the end of this video, you'll see your sexual energy not as a weakness to fight against, but as a silent weapon of power and transformation. Are you ready to change the course of your life? Let's take this journey together. If you know, deep down this is your moment to take back control, to harness your energy and awaken a power you've never fully tapped into, don't let it slip by. Join our community, hit subscribe, and make sure you don't miss a single step in this transformation. Let's walk this path together, mastering our energy from the inside out. We live in an age where instant gratification and unchecked consumption have become the unwritten laws that govern our lives. Modern society, bombarded with constant notifications and an endless stream of stimulation, trains us to chase quick fixes in every area of life. From the moment we wake up until we fall asleep, we're nudged to push toward immediate pleasure, toward the quick relief that promises to erase discomfort or fill the emptiness inside. And when we talk about pleasure, it's not just about sex. It's the constant craving for new experiences, distractions, and anything that will make us feel good right now without pausing to consider the long-term consequences. This relentless chase is part of a system designed to pull us away from ourselves, keeping us too distracted to ask what we really want or where we're actually headed. One of the biggest traps of modern culture is what's often called the need for instant pleasure. In many cases, it shows up clearly as sexual dependence, pornography, compulsive self-gratification, shallow relationships, and an obsession with seduction and image. These have become ways to escape reality, to fill an inner void without ever addressing the real problem. We're told that seeking pleasure is natural, healthy, even necessary. Pleasure is no longer seen as an intimate act of deep sharing, of energy between two people, but as a consumable product. Something you can take from yourself without any thought of the cost. What no one tells you is that every time we give in to that instant gratification, we're literally spending the most valuable currency we have, our life force. From a spiritual and energetic perspective, our sexual energy is the most powerful resource we possess. When we give it away carelessly, without awareness or respect, we weaken our spirit and drain our vitality. Among younger generations especially, sexuality has been reduced to entertainment, a game, something to be used up and thrown away. The cycle of excitement followed by emptiness repeats. Day after day. The pleasure never lasts, because it's not true fulfillment. It's an escape from existential emptiness, a numbing agent for a deeper pain most people are unwilling to face. This vicious cycle is dangerous because it pulls us further away from our true essence, trapping us in a shallow, meaningless reality. And it's not just about sex. The modern consumer mindset, with its endless distractions and constant offers, pushes us to live fragmented and superficial lives. Quiet, quality time with ourselves gets replaced by an endless chase for more work, more pleasure, more status, more followers on social media. The feeling of never enough is cultivated and marketed to us. Instead of learning to be present, we're taught to always want the next thing, the next thrill. So what does this do to our energy? When we're constantly searching for something to fill an internal void, we burn through our life force in the process. The body becomes an empty vessel while the mind races on in a never-ending loop of consumption. The problem isn't pleasure itself, it's our dependence on it. It's the fact that we become controlled by it, instead of mastering it. The great leaders of history understood this. Alexander the Great didn't just conquer because he was a brilliant strategist. He led because he had self-control. He knew that true power came from within, from the ability to hold back impulses and channel his energy toward what truly mattered. This doesn't mean denying every desire, it means directing it toward something higher, something meaningful. Spiritual masters, like Tibetan monks, spend decades training themselves to silence the body's impulses so they can elevate the spirit. The samurai warrior, on his path, guarded his sexual energy as part of his discipline, understanding that retention wasn't just a moral choice, it was about vitality. They knew that the mastery and right use of sexual energy were essential for true victory, not only on the battlefield, but in everyday life. And that's the takeaway for us today. A modern man's strength isn't in how much he can consume, or how easily he can give in to pleasure, but in his ability to hold and transform his life force. To master desire and channel it toward a greater mission is not just a spiritual practice. It's a life strategy that produces focus, clarity, and purpose. I want to hear from you. How are you dealing with this in your own life? Have you ever felt like you were letting instant pleasure take control? Or maybe you've tried to practice self-control, but found it challenging. Drop your thoughts in the comments and share your experience. I'd love to hear how you see the balance between desire and discipline in your own journey. This is a space for honesty. We're all here to learn and grow together on this path of transformation. Now that we've reflected on modern culture's obsession with instant gratification and how it drains our life force, it's time to understand the power of transmutation. The concept of sexual energy transmutation isn't just mystical or abstract. It's a real, tangible, and transformative practice, one that has been used by great spiritual leaders, warriors, and masters throughout history. But to truly grasp it, we first need to understand what transmutation means and how it can be applied in the context of our modern lives. When we talk about sexual energy transmutation, we're talking about transformation, the same sexual energy that so many of us waste chasing fleeting pleasure can instead be channeled into something far greater than physical satisfaction. It can be converted into creativity, spiritual vitality, mental focus, and even physical strength. In other words, Sexual energy doesn't have to be lost, can be transformed into the fuel that drives your journey of self-discovery and self-mastery. This isn't about repressing or denying your desires, it's about redirecting them. Instead of giving in to the temptation of short-term pleasure, you learn to observe the impulse and transform it into a force that feeds your greater purpose, your life's mission. At its core, transmutation is the process of refining raw, instinctive energy into a powerful, elevated force that raises human consciousness and achievement. You might be asking yourself, how is that even possible? How do I take this energy that I normally use instinctively and turn it into something that will help me reach my goals? The answer lies in practices that allow you to channel this energy into other areas of your life. The first thing to understand is that, like any form of energy, sexual energy doesn't disappear, it moves and transforms depending on how you choose to use it. When you become more aware of your impulses, instead of acting on them automatically, you begin to feel that energy circulating inside you. It becomes clearer, more focused, and you realize you can direct it differently. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing, and focused mental discipline are powerful ways to channel sexual energy toward creative and spiritual pursuits. In many spiritual traditions, for example, semen retention or orgasm control is practiced as a way to preserve and transmute sexual energy. This doesn't mean denying pleasure. It means refining that energy so it moves upward through your body, activating higher energy centers, like the crown chakra, which connects you to the spiritual dimension. Another key element is concentration. When you're working with sexual energy, it's essential to redirect it toward areas of your life where it can have a meaningful impact. This might be your work, your art, your relationships, or your personal development. For instance, when you feel your sexual energy rising, instead of seeking release, you can focus your mind on a creative project, your life goals, or a deeper spiritual practice. Doing this helps you realize that sexual energy isn't just for the body, it's also for the mind and the soul. One of the greatest benefits of sexual energy transmutation is its ability to spark creativity. Great artists, philosophers, and spiritual masters throughout history have learned to use sexual energy as fuel for their creative work. When you channel it toward a higher purpose, it not only unlocks fresh ideas and insights, it also gives you the mental and physical stamina to keep going. Sexual energy transmutation also plays a profound role in spiritual growth. In many traditions, mastering this energy is seen as a key to accessing higher levels of consciousness and wisdom. When you refuse to be enslaved by fleeting pleasures and instead channel that energy upward, you develop a deeper connection with your higher self. Your spiritual practice becomes more intense, and you begin to see your life force not as something to waste, but as a sacred resource to honor and protect. Meditation, prayer, and even visualization can become powerful ways to turn this energy into something that strengthens both body and soul. Ultimately, sexual energy transmutation is an art. It's not about suppressing sexuality, it's about refining it and channeling it into something that empowers and elevates you. Once you learn to master this energy, you'll realize you can use it to achieve your highest goals, transform your life, and become a stronger, more enlightened version of yourself. Now, with this understanding, you're ready to start applying this practice in your daily life. And as you do, you'll see how energy once wasted on fleeting pleasure can become an endless source of creative, spiritual, and physical power. If this message is resonating with you, and you're starting to see the possibilities for transformation, take a moment to like this video. It lets us know you're genuinely invested in this journey, and it motivates us to keep bringing you more content that can make a real difference in your life. Hit like if you're ready to explore and master your energy in a powerful, new way. Let's take this a step further and talk about how you can apply this wisdom in your everyday life. The goal here isn't just to understand the theory behind self-control and sexual energy. Transmutation is to use it in a practical way to create real results. Because at the end of the day, what truly matters is how you can start using this force to gain self-mastery, increase your personal power, and improve your life in every area. The first step to mastering sexual energy is to begin practicing self-control in your daily life. This doesn't mean repressing or avoiding desires completely, it means learning to have authority over them. It can start with something simple. The next time you feel an urge or desire, pause before acting on it. Take a deep breath, notice what's happening in your body and mind, and make a conscious choice. Breathing techniques can be powerful tools here. For example, when you feel the impulse rising, stop for a moment and take a deep breath, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, and then exhaling slowly for 4 seconds. Not only does this calm the mind, but it also helps you redirect that energy to other parts of your body. One of the most effective ways to apply sexual energy transmutation is to channel it into creative or high-performance activities. Instead of spending that energy on fleeting pleasure, direct it towards something that demands your highest attention and focus. If you're working on an important project, for example, and you feel your sexual energy building, don't rush for immediate release. Use that heightened state to fuel your creativity. Sit down somewhere quiet and pour that energy into your work, whether it's writing, painting, building a business, or pushing yourself in your sport. When you channel sexual energy intentionally, it transforms into creative energy. The impulse that would have been spent now becomes the driving force behind your ideas, productivity, and sense of purpose. This is one of the greatest benefits of transmutation. You don't lose your energy, you make it work for you. Meditation is an essential tool for sexual energy transmutation. Many spiritual traditions, including Taoism and yoga, teach visualization as a powerful way to transform and redirect this energy. The idea is to create an upward flow from the base of the spine to the heart, and finally to the mind, activating your higher energy centers, such as the crown chakra. You can start with a simple 10 to 15-minute daily meditation, visualizing your sexual energy as a golden light or flame rising through your body, awakening clarity, focus, and spiritual strength. Feel this energy moving upward, and use that moment to connect with your higher self. This process not only improves concentration and mental clarity, it also raises your state of consciousness, allowing you to live with more intention and purpose. Perhaps the most powerful and practical application of sexual energy transmutation is learning to turn desire into purpose. This means that instead of seeing desires as enemies or something to avoid, you use them as fuel for your life's mission. Every time you feel a strong desire, ask yourself, how can I use this energy for something greater? If the desire is for immediate pleasure, ask, how can I use this to strengthen my body, my mind, or my spirit? When you begin to redirect your desires this way, they stop being obstacles and become allies in your journey. Sexual energy, transmutation, and self-mastery aren't just abstract concepts. They're daily practices that can be applied simply and effectively. By practicing self-control, channeling your energy into creativity and focus, using meditation and visualization, and transforming desire into purpose, you gain access to an inner power that once felt distant. The real journey of self-mastery begins with the choice not to give in to what is fleeting, but to channel your energy towards something greater. Sexual energy, when properly directed, isn't just a physical force, it's a key to personal, spiritual, and even creative transformation. We all have the power to change the direction of our lives, to turn desire into purpose, and to build the life we truly want, without being enslaved by momentary temptations. Remember, self-control isn't about denying human nature. It's about using it more consciously and powerfully. Every choice you make from that place of awareness brings you closer to the person you were meant to become. The true power is already within you, and when you learn to channel your energy positively, you become unstoppable. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found something valuable. Here's something you can apply in your own life. The path to self-mastery is a lifelong journey, and I'm honored that you're here, ready to take it. If you're committing right now to start applying these practices, make a conscious decision to master your energy and transform your life. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Neuro Alchemy and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. I'll see you in the next one as we continue this journey together.